Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing how I made these silky ruffle PJ shorts. I've been living in the set since I made these pieces, and I am in love with how comfortable they are while still being super cute at the same time. I will be the first to admit, I have days where I end up spending most of the day or an entire day in my PJs, and I pass by a mirror in my band t-shirt and sweats, and I kind of feel like a human potato. But now I kind of feel glam walking around in my silky PJ set. So let's get into this and see how you can make your own. The fabric I used today is actually a curtain from my brother's old room, which I'm glad I finally got to use. I took apart an old pair of pajama shorts and traced it to get my pattern. The half you see here has about 5 inches added to the half of what my hip measurement is to create this flowy silhouette. You can trace a pair of shorts or pants made of a non-stretch fabric and add as little or as much wiggle room as you want. I will be linking videos down below if needed to help. This is my ruffle piece, which I got from measuring the bottom length of my short pattern and doubling it to achieve the gathered ruffle effect. And make sure to add at least a 1 centimeter seam allowance for each pattern piece. For my elastic waistband casing, I measured the top of my shorts pattern piece and made it the width that was big enough to fit my elastic when folded over. And here are all our pattern pieces that I cut using pinking shears to help with fraying. To further help with fraying, I used my edge foot, as you can see here, to create a faux serge along each edge of each piece so that they don't fray as much. I placed both short pieces right sides together, sewing up the curved sides with a straight stitch and a sharp needle. And my bobbin will run out in 3, 2, 1. There it is, empty bobbin. It's one of the most frustrating things when sewing, especially since I can see it when watching the footage that it's already empty. I then flipped the shorts so that seam was on top of seam and sewed up the crotch area. And these are finally starting to look like shorts. In here, I'm just folding up 1 centimeter to hem our long ruffle piece before sewing it down with just a regular straight stitch. Next, I sewed a gathering stitch on top along where I have my faux serge in. If this is your first time gathering, I am basically just sewing on my longest stitch length setting along the piece I am turning into a ruffle. Here I only sewed 1 row of stitches, but to create the ruffle on the PJ top I showed in this set, I sewed 2 rows because it is very easy to accidentally pull too hard and pull out your stitches. So even though I only sewed 1 row, I recommend sewing 2 rows of stitches to be safe. Once the stitches are sewn on, you can slide down the fabric while holding onto your bobbin threads to create the gathering, as seen here. I tried to spread the gathers as evenly as possible till my fabric was half of its original length to fit around the leg holes of our shorts. But before sewing the ruffle strip to the shorts, I had to sew up the ends to close everything off. Now I'm sewing the ruffle to the leg opening of the shorts. And as you can see throughout this project, I used sewing clips. For some reason, I just thought it would be easier than trying to get pins into this fabric without snagging it, but it's up to you. And it also depends on what fabric you end up using. After, I flipped the ruffle over and top stitched the part of the shorts closest to the ruffle, and made sure that the seam allowance underneath is lying flat and pointed towards the body of the shorts. This ensures that the ruffle stays laying down and as flat as possible. Now to creating the elastic waistband. I connected all of the side seams to each other, and now I'm folding over to turn it into a tube. But I left a gap to thread the elastic through with a safety pin later. I pulled the elastic through and proceeded to sew the sloppiest box stitch I've ever seen to secure both ends of the elastic before adjusting the fabric so that I could close up the gap that we left. And now we are taking what looks like an oversized hip scrunchie and sewing it to the top of our shorts. And let me just apologize for completely blocking the camera for almost this entire clip. I'm sorry, I know that this isn't helpful. You can kind of see what I'm doing when it's not in focus, but yeah, I'm just pinning it to the top of the shorts and then sewing it on. And as I sewed it, I stretched the elastic so that it would line up with the waist measurement. I don't have a clip of sewing it on, I'm sorry. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day, afternoon, or night. If you want to keep up with more DIYs like the top from this PJ set, please consider subscribing. And to see previews or the looks in action, follow my Instagram. Bye!